Good evening to one and all. Welcome to sisyaclass. Welcome to the mathematics series of sisyaclass. Okay, ee roju manam నేర్చుకోబోయే topic quadratic equations. Okay, so పొద్దున మనం we have just completed our lecture on complex numbers and now we are going to proceed on quadratic equations. ఈ టాపిక్ వచ్చే మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏంటంటే more than this topic we'll be using this topic in several other chapters, right? ఇదే కంటెంట్ the same thing you will be using in actually validating many, like for example range of a function, domain of a function could be actually used using this quadratic equations. So deentlo unde chinna concepts kuda we would be using in the wide variety of the other concepts, right, in the other chapters also. So this chapter is not precisely for scoring the marks from quadratic equations, but also it helps in solving the problems from the other chapters also. Okay, so right now so that is what we have done. So previously we have dealt with the complex numbers, danikante mundu we have dealt with calculus, and we have also dealt with the applications and into the functions, trigonometric functions. So right now we are almost in the middle of this EAPCET series. Ikkad nunchi malli the same sort of a lectures, we are in the midway of this before the climax of this EAPCET series. So right now we have quadratic equations, and again in tomorrow's class we have permutations, and in the tomorrow's evening class we have combinations. So that also becomes a very important topic. Consequently we will be dealing with binomial theorem, and maybe I would be going on to the integrals and applications of integrals and differential equations. So this is how it would be. But comment in the chat box even if you have any more lectures that I could prioritize, so that like which I can accommodate somewhere in between. Okay, so yeah, so without any further eeroj class, let's start. Okay, so myself, my name is Satish. I've done my masters from IIT Palakkad, Kerala. I have trained over 50,000 students from past 5 years, and yeah, so let's start the class. So eeroj topic quadratic equations. Will be dealing మొత్తం ఏదైతే క్వాడ్రాటిక్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయో ఐ విల్ బీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ ప్రైమరీలీ ఈ క్వాడ్రాటిక్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్లీ హౌ ఇంట్యూటివ్లీ దిస్ క్వాడ్రాటిక్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ లుక్స్ like the graph of the quadratic equation. This is more important. So we'll be completely demonstrating what is a quadratic equation typically in terms of graph. How does it bother us, right? So this is what most important topic is. So a quadratic equation is always a polynomial which is of degree 2. Okay, so which is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. ఇది ఆల్రెడీ తెలుసు మీకు, అండ్ మనం వీటి గురించి ఆల్రెడీ మాట్లాడుకున్నాం 10th grade లో, right? In our 10th grade also we have dealt with something called quadratic equation, where we have found something like roots of a quadratic equation, and where we have also found something called quadratic formula in order to find the roots. And we have done, in order to find the roots of a polynomial, roots of a quadratic equation, we use something like factorization, right? So we have used some different techniques, and also we have discussed something like discriminant and nature of roots. So this is how the whole theme of quadratic equation went on. Right now ippudu I just wanted to discuss our recap istune we would like to just more analyze, and let's do complete postmortem of this quadratic equation and estimate how this parabola acts according to the signs, right, according to the values, and according to the signs and values, right? So generally ఇది ఆల్రెడీ మీకు తెలుసు, quadratic equation ని ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయొచ్చు. We can find using the factorization, as well as you can also find the roots by taking the quadratic formula. Okay, దీన్ని discriminant అంటాడు. d ఏంటి, b square minus 4ac is nothing but discriminant. Now if this is greater than 0, you already know that we have two distinct roots. If it is equal to 0, we have only one equal root and then two equal roots, and if it is less than 0, then we have imaginary roots. That is what the complex numbers are, right? So వీటి పైన let's have a discussion, right? So the complex roots, if d is greater than 0, so ఎలా ఉంటుంది జనరల్గా the quadratic equation are in the form of a parabola. Okay, it is in the form of a u-shaped parabola. When I'm writing y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c, that will be symmetric about y-axis. Okay, that will be symmetric about the y-axis. When I'm taking x equals to ay square plus by plus c, that will be symmetric about the x-axis. But this, yeah, so precisely this is what I wanted to say, right? So yeah, now let's see the next one. we also have established this sort of a relation, that is sum of roots equals to minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, the product of roots equals to the constant term by x square. And now also we can just extend this sort of a relation even when we are dealing with the cubic equation and biquadratic equation or any fifth degree polynomial, the relation between the coefficients as well as the roots. Okay, that is nothing but the sum of roots is equals to minus b by a. The same analogy we can do for the cubic equation as well, even for the fourth degree equation as well. Okay, so this we have studied in theory of equations. So ippudu most important thing that I wanted to discuss is this graph. Okay, ippudu we have quadratic equation in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, this is our quadratic equation. ippudu ikkada ee a value batti manaki ee quadratic equation ante ee graph anedi whether it is facing upward, like దీన్ని ఏమంటాడంటే ఈ స్మైలీ సింబల్ ని కాన్కేవ్ అప్. ఓకే, అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ కాన్కేవ్ డౌన్. ఓకే, లైక్ ద స్మైల్ సింబల్ అండ్ సాడ్ సింబల్. సో ఇక్కడ మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, ది స్మైల్ సింబల్ ఇస్ దేర్ వెన్ ఎవర్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఏ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 0, right? So whenever we have a greater than 0, we have this smiley symbol, and whenever we have this sad symbol, then a is less than 0. A less than 0 ante example enti, for example 2x square plus 3x plus 2. ప్రతిసారి ఈ పారాబోలా ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ఈ క్వాడ్రాటిక్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఇట్ విల్ బి ఫేసింగ్ అప్వర్డ్. ఇక్కడ a అంటే ఏంటి, కోఎఫిషియంట్ ఆఫ్ x స్క్వేర్. సిమిలర్గా ఇక్కడ ax స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ bx ప్లస్ c, సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ మైనస్ ఉంది. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ దిస్ ఈస్ లెస్ దాన్ 0 అంటే సపోజ్ మైనస్ 2x స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 5x plus 6. If this a is less than 0, then I can say the quadratic equation is facing downward. Okay, so idi the difference. So a greater than 0, it is facing upward. A less than 0, it is facing downward. Next, ippudu what is meant by this? This is nothing but the roots of a quadratic equation. Now roots ante enti? What is meant by this roots of a quadratic equation? Roots is a point at which the curve is exactly touching the x-axis or it is crossing the x-axis. Okay, whenever I am saying a quadratic equation or whenever I am saying cubic equation, the at max that a curve could touch the x-axis could be the degree of the equation. అంటే at most it can be 3 times it will touch in terms of cubic equation. Quadratic దాంట్లో highest degree ఎంత 2, అంటే 2 సార్లు కంటే ఎక్కువ సార్లు టచ్ కాదు x-axis కి. So the number of ways in which you can draw a parabola is either it touches the x-axis or it touches just at one point or it never ever touches only. అసలు ఎప్పుడు టచ్ కాదు. ఓకే, కానీ ఇక్కడ ఈ 3 కేసెస్ చూసినప్పుడు మీకు ఏమర్థమవుతుంది, హియర్ ద డిస్క్రిమినెంట్ ఇస్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 0. అంటే డిస్క్రిమినెంట్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 0 అంటే మనకి ఎన్ని రూట్స్ వస్తాయి, 2 రూట్స్. చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఎన్నిసార్లు ఇంటర్సెక్ట్ అయింది x-axis కి, 2 times. నౌ ఇక్కడ if you see here the discriminant is equal to 0. That time we have 2 equal roots. That means it is touching the x-axis at only one point. But if you see here the discriminant is less than 0. That means it is never ever intersecting the x-axis. And can you say me what will be the equation, quadratic equation? Here it will be ax square plus bx plus b c, because all these are facing upward. Specifically a is greater than 0, right? ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ నేను ఒకవేళ కానీ పారాబోలా if I am facing it downward, then a is less than 0. Okay, వీటిపైనే కంప్లీట్ డిస్కషన్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, లెట్స్ ట్రై టు ఫర్దర్ డైసెక్ట్ దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ అండ్ ద పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ఎ డిస్కషన్ ఇన్ టు మచ్ మోర్ డీపర్ సెన్స్. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, వీ కెన్ ఫైండ్ యాక్చువల్లీ యూజింగ్ ద క్యాలిక్యులస్ వీ కెన్ ఈవెన్ ఫైండ్ ద మ్యాక్సిమా అండ్ మినిమా ఆఫ్ ఎ పాయింట్. మ్యాక్సిమా అండ్ మినిమా ఆఫ్ ఎ పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే, సి ఇఫ్ ఐ ట్రై టు జస్ట్ very vaguely if I try to draw a picture of a parabola, so it can be either in this form or it can be either in this form, ee renditlo. So if you see here, if you see this side of a concave of parabola, here you can see there is a minimum that is existing. Minimum ante enti, that is a point where all the points are greater than the particular value. Ante there exists a point in such a way that all the remaining values of f of x of that parabola lies above it. Okay, when you see the concave down, ante ikkada idi maximum it occurs. So whenever you having this ax square plus bx plus c, ax square plus bx plus c, if this is a parabola where specifically a is greater than 0, ilanti parabola ki minimum exist aitundi. That means only the minimum exists. Maximum anedi it just bombards to infinity. But when you take a parabola that is ax square plus bx plus c, where a is less than 0, that time you will be having an you will be having a concave down parabola, where for this sort of a thing, ax square plus bx plus c, where a is less than 0, that time, this time you will be getting this sort of a thing, where you will be having only the maximum. So the maximum ekkada occur aitundi, ee peak daggara aర్థమైతుంది ikkada, this is the minimum. Okay, so this is the minimum, this is the maximum. Now how do we find this minimum ekkada occur aitundi? How does it, we can actually conclude this using even the calculus, that is using differentiation. You just take f dash of x equals to 0, from that you can get the value at which point where the minimum or the maximum is occurring. But when I am talking about the minimum value, ఇప్పుడు minimum వేరు, minimum value వేరు. Minimum అంటే ఏంటి? When at what value of x is the function becoming minimum is called the minimum, and the value for which when you substitute this y value, if you substitute, this is called the minimum value. అర్థమవుతుందా? So at what point of x, అంటే ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు చెప్తున్నాను. Suppose if you have a curve like this, and suppose this is a point phi. So at point phi, the minimum, it is called the minimum point at which the parabola ax square plus bx plus c is occurring, the minimum. But what is the minimum value అంటే ఈ పారాబోలా ఈక్వేషన్ లో ఎప్పుడైతే phi సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తామో అప్పుడు ఏదైతే వాల్యూ వస్తుందో దాన్ని మినిమం వాల్యూ అంటాడు. ఓకే, సో p of phi is nothing but the minimum value. Okay, so if I take this polynomial to be p of x, p of phi will be the minimum value. So I hope మీకు just a brief thing which we already knew, అది ఒక చిన్న రీక్యాప్ నేను ఇచ్చాను. Now let's try to see this, what exactly the sign conventions of quadratic equation is, and please note down that every single sign convention is very important because this completely describes the character of a parabola as well as the quadratic equation. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి quick గా, even you can also mark this by yourself, but I'm just trying to do it. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి ఫస్ట్ వీడు ఏమంటున్నాడంటే a is greater than 0. a greater than 0 అంటే ఎలా ఉంటుంది parabola? The parabola will be facing upward. The parabola will be facing upward, and he has given a condition that d is less than 0. Okay, so two conditions are there, a is greater than 0, d is less than 0. d అంటే ఏంటి? Discriminant. ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ discriminant less than 0 ఉందంటే దాని అర్థం ఏంటి? we don't have any real roots. That means it is not touching the x-axis. And a greater than 0 అంటే parabola it is facing upward. Now let's try to diagrammatically see this. How does it actually manifest? Now if you see here, now this is a parabola where a is greater than 0, definitely, and is it touching the x-axis? No, because d is less than 0. d ante enti discriminant is less than 0, that means there are no real roots, hence we can say this is that sort of a parabola. Now let's see, just by seeing this, a is less than 0, d is less than 0, then ardham enti? The parabola is facing downward, and d is less than 0 means it is not intersecting the x-axis. That means we have a parabola in such a way that a is less than 0 and it is not meeting the x-axis. So this is what I wanted to say clearly, right? So this is the point where a is less than 0, that means down, and d is also less than 0 where it is not touching the x-axis. Okay, let's see the next one. Here we have a is greater than 0 and d equals to 0. Then ardham enti? Parabola ela untundi? There will be a parabola where it is facing upward, but it is just touching the x-axis at some point on x-axis only once. Okay, so this is a greater than 0 and d equals to 0. And the next one is we have a less than 0, that means it is facing downward. The same thing, it is just touching at only one point. So this is the next one. Okay, ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుంది మీరే చెప్పండి. So a is greater than 0, d is greater than 0. Now when I'm saying he's saying a strict inequality that d is greater than 0, then అర్థం ఏంటి? a is greater than 0, it is concave up, the parabola will be facing upward, but it is touching the x-axis. Whenever I'm saying d greater than 0, then it has two real roots. That means it is meeting the x-axis at how many points? At 2 points, right? So adi ela untundi? So this is the parabola, right? So here ax square plus bx plus c, where a is greater than 0, d is greater than 0. Can you see here it is intersecting at 2 points, hence this is the sort of a parabola, right? Now the next one, if you see, a is less than 0 and d is greater than 0. Now when he's saying a is less than 0, d is greater than 0, that means it is intersecting the x-axis at 2 points, and a less than 0, concave down, right? So this is the whole framework of the parabola, right? And oka chinna note point, already the 4th time or 5th time the same thing I'm repeating. whenever you have a quadratic equation, for example, ax square plus bx plus c, okay, and if you can just factorize this in this pattern, okay, that is x minus alpha into x minus beta, and suppose this has some sort of an inequality sign, that is greater or lesser or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, whatever it is the sign. So whenever he's saying it is greater than 0, whenever he's saying, and specifically I just wanted to be much more precise here, alpha is greater than beta, ante alpha peddadi beta chinnadi. Ippudu nenu em cheptanante, whenever I am having this sort of a sign convention, please note down this very carefully, highlight this. This is continuously, we will be rigorously and recurringly we will be using this formula, right? This sort of a theme everywhere. So x minus alpha into x minus beta, that means x belongs to alpha, sorry, x belongs to minus infinity comma alpha union beta comma infinity, okay, minus infinity comma alpha union beta comma infinity. ఎప్పుడైనా గ్రేటర్ సింబల్ ఉంటే బయటకు వెళ్తాయి వాల్యూస్, మైనస్ ఇన్ఫినిటీ నుంచి బీటా, beta to infinity, okay. Whenever we have x minus alpha into x minus beta is less than 0, that means x belongs to alpha comma beta. This actually you can visualize even using a graph also, okay. Graph use చేసి కూడా ఇది క్లియర్గా చెప్పేయచ్చు ఎందుకు ఇలా పాసిబుల్ అవుతుందని. అంటే ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ ట్రైంగ్ టు పుల్ అవుట్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ using this, okay. Please see here, okay. See here, again మళ్ళీ నేను రాస్తున్నాను. So whenever you have, just take down this note point, whenever you have ax square plus bx plus c, and if you can just try to do the factorization as x minus alpha into x minus beta, and if you are writing this as x minus alpha into x minus beta, and if it is greater than 0, this is the first case, and the next case is x minus alpha into x minus beta. If this is less than 0, then you have this first case is x belongs to minus infinity comma alpha union beta comma infinity, right? The next one is x belongs to alpha comma beta. ఇది ఎందుకు ఇలా రాస్తున్నా అంటే, సో ఇక్కడ మీరు చూడండి ఈ కేసులో if you try to see the coefficient of x square is 1 and the alpha turns out to be, it is having some roots also. So it is something like this. So ఇక్కడ చూడండి ఇది alpha, ఇది beta. So for what values of alpha and beta this parabola is negative, అన్ని వాల్యూస్ ఏవైతే లోపల ఉంటున్నాయో which is just between alpha and beta, those values are negative, okay, those values are negative. So that is the case, okay. So all the values that are exactly in between, చూడండి అన్ని values which are between alpha and beta, all the values are negative. ఏవైతే alpha ఇంకా beta కి బయట ఉన్నాయో ఆ values అన్ని it is just going to the positive side, right? So this is what the whole thing which I wanted to describe, okay. So for ippudu mottham I just wanted to keep it in a nutshell. So we have completely learned what is a quadratic equation, what is a root of a quadratic equation, we have discussed what is discriminant, and then we went to what are the different signs. According to the signs, how can we discriminate the parabolas, how can we see the parabola according to the different sign conventions that is actually projecting, right? So this is all the whole theme of the quadratic equation. It is not just about this chapter, we will be using this constantly, especially when you are doing the functions as well as calculating the domain and range. Okay, now let's see the first question. Here we have some question like this: if the sum of two roots x cube, okay, here, yeah, please see here. Now the sum of all real values of x satisfying the equation is this, okay, and we have x square minus 6x minus 7 equals to 1 is. So ikkada chudandi, here there are two things, that is this equation and there is one equation which is in the power. Now if you try to see this equation, any number to the power 0 is always equals to 1, so that is one case, and 1 to the power any number, let it be any number, in that case also we have 1, right? Any number to the power 0 is 1 and 1 to the power any number is also equals to 1. So we'll try to evaluate the first, the power exponent part equal to 0, x square minus 6x minus 7 equals to 0. So here we can write x square minus 7 plus 1, let's just do the splitting the middle term. So this you have x into x minus 7 in plus 1 times x minus 7. So from here we can get x equals to 7 comma minus 1, okay. Ikkada nunchi we have two values 7 comma minus 1, right? So this is ఎందుకు దీన్ని ఈక్వేట్ టు 0 ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నాము అంటే, if you see the exponent part that is equal to 0, appude we will get the value 1. Okay, so there is, what are the different ways in which we can arise to 1 is, this is just equating the exponent to the 0. The next one is equating this base to 1, that is x square minus 7x plus 11 equals to 1. So we have x square minus 7x plus 10 equals to 0. From here just do the splitting the middle term, x into x minus 5, x minus 5 minus 2, so we have x equals to 2 comma 5. So here we have totally how many ways or how many possibilities that this complete whatever the left hand side could give rise to 1 is 7, 1 is minus 1, 1 is 2, 1 is 5. So just add everything, 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 7 14, 14 minus 1 13, answer is C. Okay, so ikkada let's just take this question. Okay, let's not take this question. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, I have taken 4 plus 4 plus 4. We'll try to even acknowledge that question as well. But see here, 4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 up to so on. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, we have done this sort of an equation several times. Let y is equals to the whole thing. Okay, let's take this as completely y. Now, can I take this complete thing also as y? Because if we try to remove one fellow off from this one fraction from this also, it does not make any change with the flow that it is going. So can I just write it as 4 plus 1 by y? So this will become y square plus 4y, y square equals to 4y plus 1. So y square minus 4y minus 1. So from here just try to use minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So minus b, that will be plus 4 under root of b square is 16, b square minus, so b square minus 4ac, that will be minus 4, so that will be plus 4 by 4ac by 2a. So this will become 16 plus 4 20, 4 plus or minus root 20 by 2. Root 20 you can write it as 2 root 5. So that will become 2 plus or minus root 5. So that will become 2 plus or minus root 5. That's option A. Okay, you direct this. I just directly have done 2 plus or minus root 5. Okay, if you try to calculate, that's the answer. Okay, see the next question. Here we have x square plus 2px minus 2p plus 8 is greater than 0 for all real values of x. Then set of all possible values of p. కొంచెం ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు కొంచెం జాగ్రత్తగా చేయండి, ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేస్తుంది, చాలా తొందరగా వస్తుంది, మీకు ఏం పర్వాలేదు. ఇక్కడ వీడు ఏమంటున్నాడంటే, ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ హ్యావ్ దిస్ ఈక్వాలిటీ అండ్ ఇన్ఈక్వాలిటీ సైన్, సో ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ చాలా రిపీటెడ్గా ఇస్తాడు. సో ప్లీజ్ ట్రై టు సీ ద ప్రాసెస్ రాదర్ దాన్ ద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆన్సర్, రైట్? ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ax square, this is the quadratic equation, he is saying this is greater than 0. Now just try to visualize rather than mugging up the concept. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయండి, this is a quadratic equation where he is saying this inequality is that it should be greater than 0. Ante anni values it should be positive, that should be above x axis. And here if you see the sign that x square carries is 1, which is positive 1, so that is also greater than 0. So the parabola is facing in which direction? In upward direction. And he is saying it is greater than 0. That means there should be no value of x. ఇక్కడ ఏమంటున్నాడు, ఫర్ ఆల్ రియల్ వాల్యూస్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్, అంటే ఏ వాల్యూ మనం సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసిన ఎక్స్లో ప్రతిసారి నాకు పాజిటివ్ వాల్యూనే రావాలి, అంటే పాజిటివ్ y వాల్యూ రావాలి. ఓకే, దాని అర్థం అది, ఏ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ తీసుకున్నా కానీ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ మనకి ఏం రావాలి, ఇట్ షుడ్ బి గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 0. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హీస్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు సే us, రైట్? నౌ దట్ మీన్స్ దేర్ షుడెంట్ బి ఎనీ నెగటివ్ వాల్యూ. There shouldn't be any negative value ante enti, it should not cross the x-axis, it should not cross the x-axis, and he has just mentioned that it is strictly greater than 0. That means it is not even just touching once at x-axis. Ante try to draw a parabola in such a way that it is facing upward. That's the first hint. So seeing a equation, seeing the inequality, you should be in a position to judge actually how does this parabola looks like. Is it facing upward? Yes, because 1 is greater than 0, and this fellow is also saying that it is greater than 0, then ardham enti, it is not passing through the x-axis, so it behaves like this. Din ardham enti, what is meant by this? He is also saying that the discriminant value should be less than 0. Enduku ikkada less than 0 enduku antunnadu ante, if it is equal to 0, it is touching x-axis at once. If it is greater than 0, that means it is just slicing x-axis twice. Then ardham enti, it is going to the negative points. Right? ఒకవేళ కానీ if I try to draw some contradictory figure, it will be somewhat like this. But if you see here, d, in this case d is greater than 0, but this also tries to push the parabola downwards, which is wrong, right? Which we don't want, because if we are trying to have this, then అర్థం ఏంటి, ఈ ఇన్ఈక్వాలిటీ సాటిస్ఫై కాదు, ఎందుకంటే వీ హ్యావ్ ద నెగిటివ్ వాల్యూస్. ఇక్కడ చూడండి అన్ని నెగిటివ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉంటాయి ఇక్కడ. సో దిస్ గ్రాఫ్ ఇస్ నాట్ కరెక్ట్. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ దిస్ గ్రాఫ్ ఇస్ కరెక్ట్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ దాట్ రీజన్ ఫ్రమ్ నౌ ఆన్వర్డ్స్ in the detailed discussion endukante, in order to acknowledge this, why this discriminant value is less than 0. Okay, I hope you got the discussion. Now what is the discriminant value over here? How can we find the discriminant? B square minus 4ac. So we have b square, so just take discriminant less than 0, that will be 2p whole square minus 4 into 1 into minus 2p plus 8. This value should be less than 0. So this will become 4p square minus 4, this will become minus of minus plus 8p minus 32 less than 0. Now can we take entirely 4 common, so that will become p square plus 2p minus 8. Okay, p square plus 2p minus 4 8 32, yeah, that will be less than 0, right? Now what can I do? I can just do the splitting the middle term, right? P square plus 4p minus 2p minus 8. So from here, can I take p common? If I take p common, that will be p plus 4. And can I take minus 2 common? That will be minus 2 times of p plus 4. So this will be less than 0. Okay, now this will be equal to p minus 2 into p minus 4 is less than 0. ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక నేను చెప్పిన కేసులో ఏంటి, వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ హ్యావ్ స్టార్ మార్క్ దిస్ ఎవ్రీ సింగిల్ టైమ్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ ద లాస్ట్ టైమ్ ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు రైట్ డౌన్. ఇది ఒకసారి మీరు ఎప్పుడు రాసుకోండి. ఓకే, so whenever you have x minus alpha into x minus beta, if this is greater than 0, please write down x belongs to minus infinity comma alpha union beta comma infinity. Whenever you have x minus alpha into x minus beta, if it is less than 0, that means x belongs to alpha comma beta. So according to this inequality, what do we have? This is less than 0, it belongs to 2 comma 4, so the answer is option A. Okay, I hope this is clear, right? So similarly, quickly see the next one. Alpha, beta, gamma are the roots of the polynomial. We have x cube minus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 equals to 0. He is asking alpha square, beta gamma square and gamma alpha square. So here we are trying to use something illantidi ekkado oka chinna hint undi, ekkado we can smell this formula. So that is nothing but a plus b plus c whole square. What is this? It is nothing but a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab bc ca, hai na? So this is the direct formula that you already know from the theory of equations, right? So ikkadi nunchi manam em cheyochu, ilanti oka version తీసుకురావచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే you can just imagine a as alpha beta, b as beta gamma, c as gamma alpha. So in that sense you can just come up with something. But before that, let's try to gather the ingredients. What do we have? Let's try to see. Alpha plus beta plus gamma. What are the sum of roots we have? Minus b by a. That is minus of minus, minus 3 by 1. So that will be plus 3. Simple, ఇది ఆల్రెడీ తెలుసు మీకు. నెక్స్ట్ వాట్ విల్ బి సమ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఆఫ్ రూట్స్, సమ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 2 రూట్స్, ఆల్ఫా బీటా, బీటా గామా ప్లస్ గామా ఆల్ఫా. చూడండి, ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ సమ్ ఆఫ్ రూట్స్ మైనస్ బీ బై ఏ, ఆల్టర్నేట్గా పాజిటివ్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తూ నెగిటివ్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తూ నెగిటివ్ పాజిటివ్. సో విల్ బీ హ్యావింగ్ దిస్ సార్ట్. ఇక్కడ మైనస్ బీ బై ఏ, ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్ విల్ బీ ప్లస్ సి బై ఏ. సో సి ఏంటి? 3 by 1. So the answer is 3. Then the next one is alpha, beta, gamma, which is equals to again minus d by a. So we started with minus b plus c, again minus d, so that will become minus 1 by 3. So let's just keep these things aside. Now let's try to calculate this alpha square, beta square, gamma square ela untundi. So if you try to just impose the formula, impose this over this formula, now if you see this is nothing but alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha whole square is equals to, you can directly see this is how the version of this is. So if I try to send everything, this equation to the left hand side, appudu emayipotundi, a plus b plus c whole square. So I'm just trying to write this, a plus b plus c whole square minus 2 times of ab plus bc plus ca is equals to what is this? A square plus b square plus c square. So now just imagine in terms of a, alpha beta, so that will be alpha square beta square, so beta square gamma square, and then gamma square alpha square. So now we have, this is nothing but alpha beta plus beta alpha beta gamma plus gamma alpha whole square minus 2 times of, this will become alpha beta beta gamma, so that will become alpha beta square gamma plus alpha beta gamma square plus alpha square beta gamma. Okay, so from here let's try to do quickly alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. So if you try to see here, this is nothing but 3. So I got this whole value as 3 square minus 2 times of, what can I pull out from whole of this thing? Can I take alpha beta gamma common? So if I take alpha beta gamma common, so I am left out with the residue of alpha plus beta plus gamma. From here, this is 3 square minus 2 times of, what is alpha beta gamma? That is minus 1 by 3, and that is 3. So ikkada em ayipotundi? Minus 1 by 3 into 3. So 3 gets cancelled. 9 minus 9 plus 2, 11. Okay, 9 plus 2, which is 11. Yeah, once again, let me just see this. A plus B plus C whole square is equals to A square plus B square. Okay, alpha beta beta gamma gamma alpha. So this is 3 square. So that I got from the previous equation. So alpha beta 3 square. Okay, and the next one is alpha beta gamma is minus, okay, this is 1, okay, this is just 1, okay, this is just 1. Alpha beta gamma is d by a, so this will become just minus 1. Okay, here is a small sin. Okay, so this will just become, I will just try to erase here. So okay, so this will become just minus 1 plus 1 by 3. Okay, minus 1 plus 1 by 3. Okay, and this is also not 1 by 3, sorry. So this will become alpha plus beta plus gamma 3 and 1, so minus 1 into 3. Okay, minus 1 into, this will also be just 3. Okay, so now we have 2, so this whole thing will become 9 plus minus of minus plus 2, so 2 into 3, 6. So 9 plus 6, the answer is 15. 9 plus 6, the answer is 15, that is option B. Okay, so everything is clear. Here we did a small mistake, that is minus d by a, ikkada in 3 raayakunda undalchindi, so that's all the thing is, but otherwise the answer is 15. Okay, now see the next one. If one root of an equation is 4x square minus 2x plus k minus 4 is reciprocal of the other, then the value of k, so this is a very simple and easy question. So he's saying one is the root of the other. Okay, one is the root of the other. Then ardham enti, if one root is alpha, the other root will be 1 by alpha. So product of roots will be equal to 1. Okay, then ardham adi. Now we know that the product of roots are equals to c by a. So that will be so product of roots. So if I take one root to be alpha, other root to be 1 by alpha, the product of roots is 1. So product of roots is nothing but c by a. So that will be k minus 4 by 4, which is equals to 1. So from here I can just write k minus 4 is equals to 4. So k is equals to 8. I got the value of k to be 8. It is option B. Okay, simple and easy question. This is a simple question. You already know that he's already given that alpha comma beta are the roots of the quadratic equation. Then the quadratic equation whose roots are root 5 alpha comma root 5 beta. Okay, this was asked in 2022 exam. Ilanti chinna questions vachinappudu don't try to lose the marks. It is very easy and you can just capitalize the marks. Whenever he is saying to form an equation, already he has given us the root. That means first let's try to establish a relation, that is sum of roots from here alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a and alpha beta is equals to c by a. Let's just preserve this equation right from this. Now from here, if I want to generate an equation, okay, so every time an equation will be of this form, x square minus of ikkada kottaga unna roots enta root 5. So I have root 5 alpha plus root 5 beta. Okay, so మీరు already మీ 10th grade textbook లో మీకు తెలిసే ఉంటుంది, whenever you want to form a equation from the roots, it is being formed in this pattern: x square minus of sum of roots into x plus product of roots. Okay, that is how we have been establishing the relation alpha plus beta equals to minus b by a. So then we have product of roots, that will be root 5 alpha into root 5 beta. I hope this is clear, which is equals to 0. So from here we have x square minus root 5. What is alpha plus beta? So if I take common root 5, that will be alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is nothing but minus b by a, and root 5 into root 5, 5 alpha beta. But what is 5? Root 5 into root 5 is 5. Alpha beta is nothing but c by a. So from here I get ax square if I take everything common, plus root 5x root 5 bx plus 5c is equals to 0. Okay, root 5 bx plus 5c. So ekkadaithe answer untundo, that is correct answer. That's option A. So see the next question. The number of integers of an equation 1 minus I to the power x is equals to 2 to the power x. So ikkada meer chudandi, ilanti question vachinappudu, first you see he is asking, be very careful when you are reading the question, the number of integers adugutunnadu. He is not asking what is the solution of x, what is the integral solutions of x, the number of integral solutions of x అని అడుగుతున్నాడు. సో ఇక్కడ మీరు what is the modulus of this, how can we do? Under root of a square plus b square whole to the power x is equals to 2 to the power x. So this can be written as 2 to the power 1 by 2. So that will become x by 2 is equals to 2 to the power x. So now you can just battle out this. So this is nothing but 2 power x by 2 power x is equals to 1. So this you can write it as 2 power x by 2 minus x. Okay, a power m by a power n, a power m minus n. So x by 2 minus x is equals to 1. So this will become 2 power x by 2 minus x is equals to 2. You can write equate to 0. So when the bases are same, then the powers can be equated. So from here x by 2 minus x equals to 0. So from here x minus 2x equals to 0. So this from here you can just write minus x equals to 0. That means x equals to 0. But don't be in a rush to just directly write the answer to be option 0. Endukante the number of solutions adugutunnadu, we have how many number of solutions? That is one solution. 0 is the solution, but any solutions vachai, we have one solution. So answer is 1, it is not 0. Okay, so the number of integer solutions adugutunnadu. He is not asking what is the solution, he is asking how many solution. So there's a difference, right? The next one, this is important, please star mark this problem. Okay, this is a sort of a questions where I have seen there, it is typically recurringly occurring in the exam. So ivi matuku just highlight, so whatever the exam, so I will try to explain you little bit slower, but in order to make you understand this. We have inequality sign, so something we need to deal with the inequalities. Meeku ichina rendu inequalities nunche, that is x minus alpha into x minus beta greater than 0, x minus alpha into x minus beta less than 0. Ikkada nunche edo something he is asking. Okay, now let's try to first bring the inequality to our our normal form. That is crisscross cheyandi, ikkada em ayipotundi 7x square. Okay, okay, just see the question. 7x square 7x square minus 5x minus 18. So just try to see this question. 7x square minus 5x minus 18 is less than, just if you try to multiply, this will become 4x square plus 4x minus 24. Okay, 4x square plus 4x minus 24. Okay, PYQs cheste saripotunda. Okay, how to find discriminant? Okay, hi. So discriminant you can find directly using the formula, that is b square minus 4ac. You can find this directly using b square minus 4ac. This is how you can find the discriminant. Okay, the next one is, how can you find, what did you ask? The next one is, yeah, so PYQ, yeah, 100%. ఇప్పుడు మనకున్న టైం ఎంత, hardly we have 1.5 month right in front of us. The GATE exam is right in front of us, right? So at this point of time you cannot do research, or you cannot deep dive into the conceptual knowledge, right? Manaki enundi, what is our biggest boon is, right now you can have a good chunk of formulas నేర్చుకోవడం, దాని సినాప్సిస్ చూడటం, and quickly start on to do PYQs. అంటే there should not even be further introspection or benefit of doubt. ఇక్కడ మటుకు అదేం లేదు, because right at this point of time there is no point of having a debate about a particular topic. It is just be confined about a formula and a little bit of concept where you can actually understand and do the problem. Our business ends by completing the problem. This has nothing to do that you need to master it, right? So that is all I wanted to say. So I hope the Uputuri and the other people, I think, మీకు చెప్పాను అనుకుంటా. I think it's clear. I hope. Can I proceed with the next problem? Right? Yeah. So let's see. Now, if you see here, the next one, 7x square minus 4x square, so that will be 3x square minus 5x minus 4x minus 9x minus 18 plus 24, that will be 6, which is less than 0. Okay, so we have 3x square minus 9x plus 6. So here I can write this as x square minus 3x plus 3 is, sorry, x square minus 3x plus 2 is less than 0. X square minus 3x plus 2 is less than 0. Now I can do the splitting the middle term over here, that is x square minus 2x minus x is less than plus 2. Okay, so I can write x square minus 3x plus 2 less than 0. Sorry, he said greater than? Yeah, she said less than. That's perfect. Okay, now we have x square minus 3x nela raichu. We can write it as minus 2x minus x plus 2. Okay, which is less than 0. So I can take x common, x into x minus 2, x minus 2 minus 1, so which is less than 0. Okay, so we have x minus 1 into x minus 2, the set of real values of x satisfying the inequality. Let me just again check. 7x square 2x. Okay, I have done a small mistake over here. So 2 into 2, 4, and here I have okay, see here. So this will become 4x square plus 2x minus 12. Okay, now if I try to rearrange the terms, 3x square minus 7x, so minus 18 plus 12, that will become minus 6 equals to 0, right? Less than 0, right? Now this is perfect, right? 3x square minus 7x minus 6 equals to 0. Now if you can do 3 6 are 18, so you can just take minus 9x plus 2x. Now this is perfect. So this we have minus 9x, so x square minus, so we have 3x square minus 9x plus 2x, then we have minus 6. Okay, minus 6 is less than 0. Now what can I take common? I can take 3x common, so that will become x minus 3. Okay, x minus 3, and this will also be x minus 3 plus 2 is less than 0. From here I will get 3x plus 2 into x minus 3 is less than 0. So whenever you have ax square plus bx plus c less than 0, x minus alpha into x minus beta is less than 0. That means we have x belongs to minus 2 comma 3. That is, if you send atvaip diskelte minus 2 comma 3 comma 3. So that is what the answer is. X belongs to minus 2 comma 3 comma 3. Okay, x belongs to minus 2 comma 3 comma 3 by 2. That is what the answer is. Okay, so I hope you got the answer. Okay, x belongs to minus 2 comma 3 or minus 3 by 2. Yeah. So see the next question. The set of values of x for which the inequality x square minus 3k plus 1 into x plus 4k square plus 3k minus 3 is greater than 0 is true for all real values of x. Okay, the same thing again he is asking. Ikkada chudandi, what is the sign of x square here? The sign of x square is 1. Okay, the sign of x square is 1. Now this quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, he is saying this value is greater than 0. Din ardham enti? The parabola is never intersecting the x-axis. That means b square minus 4ac, this value should also be less than 0, right? Indaka nenu cheppinattu the same problem, again we are trying to repeat the same version. This is how many times the same repeated questions have been asked. Okay, andukane malli I am trying to devote the time for that. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి 3k, సో b స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ 4ac, దీని అర్థం ఏంటి? 3k ప్లస్ 1 హోల్ స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ అర్థమైంది కదా మీకు ఎందుకు బీ స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ 4ac లెస్ దాన్ 0 ఎందుకంటే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఇక్కడ 1 ఉంది విచ్ ఇస్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 0 సో ద పారాబోలా విల్ బీ ఫేసింగ్ అప్వర్డ్ అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నెవర్ ఇంటర్సెక్టింగ్ ది x axis because in case if it intersects the x axis that means we will have some negative value. So this is how the parabola looks like. Now if you see here, now taking the b square minus 4ac minus 4, a value enta, a value is 1, c value enta 4k square plus 3k minus 3, 4k square plus 3k minus 3 which is less than 0, right? Now just try to expand the whole thing. We have 9k square plus 1 plus 6k, so the entire thing 9k square plus 1 plus 6k, 9k square plus 1 plus 6k. Okay, next we have minus 16k square minus 16k square minus 12k, so minus 16k square minus 12k. Okay, and we have 4 3s are 12 and minus of minus plus, so that will become plus 12. So plus 12 is less than 0, right? Now we have 9k square minus 16k square, this will be minus 7k square, 6k minus 12k, that will become minus 6k, 12 plus 1 13, okay, which is less than 0. So if you try to see here, this is in the form of minus, so just try to give the negative sign so that the inequality change. So eppadaithe negative multiply chesamo you can put the inequality sign, so that will become 7k square plus 6k minus 13 is greater than 0. Okay, now you can try to identify this, how to find, you can 13 7s are, so you can take 7k square, okay, so plus 13k minus 7k, okay, 13k minus 7k, so that will be minus 13 is greater than 0, so you can take common k, so that will become 7k plus 13, and next this will also become 7k plus 13, that will become minus 1 is greater than 0, so k minus 1 into 7k plus 13. So we have x belongs to minus infinity, so ఇప్పుడు ఏ ఫామ్ లో ఉంది ఇది x minus alpha into x minus beta is greater than 0, that means x belongs to minus infinity comma minus 13 by 7, so k belongs to minus infinity comma minus 13 by 7 and 1 comma infinity. So this is option C. From here you can just write ఎందుకంటే k belongs to minus infinity comma minus 13 by 7, so if you equate it to 0 we'll be getting union 1 comma infinity. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now let's see the next one. Okay, so we have f of x is equals to 2x square plus mx square minus 13x plus n and 2 comma 3 are the roots of the equation. So simple ga em cheyandi 2 ఇంకా 3 ఈ రెండు సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసేయండి ఇదే ఈక్వేషన్ లో. సో ఏమైపోతుంది 2 into 2 cube plus m into 2 square minus 13 into 2 plus n. So this is the first equation and equate this to 0 because he's saying already it is the root of a polynomial, and a similar thing again equate. So this if you equate 2 to the 4 8 to the 16 plus 4m minus 26 plus n equals to 0. So from here we have 16 minus 26 is minus 10, so 4m plus n, this will become minus 10, so minus 10 equals to 0. This is the first equation I have. Now how will the second equation look like? Just try to substitute 3 cube is 27, 27 into 2 54 plus 4m minus 13 into 3 39 plus n, so we don't have the value of n. Okay, so now we have 54 minus 39, so that will become 49 and 54, that will be 15. Okay, so 4m plus n, 4m plus n, we have this is this 4m? No, this is 3 3s are 9, so this will become 9m. Sorry. Okay, I hope my calculation is precise. 13 3s are 39. Yeah. So we have this is 9m. So 9m plus n, 9m plus n minus that will become plus 15 is equals to 0. Okay. Now if you try to just subtract everything, 4m minus 9n. Okay. So if I try to subtract here, so this will become 5m minus 5m in fact. So this will become minus 25. So minus 10 minus 15 minus 25. So m value is equals to 25 by minus 5. So that will become minus 5. So m value is equals to we have minus 5. I got the value of m to be minus 5. So once you can find, just substitute the value of m over here. 4 into minus 5, minus 20, minus 20, minus 10, minus 30. So n value is equals to 30. So the answer is minus 5 comma 30. N value is equals to 30. So ప్రతి ఒక్క డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఇక్కడ ఏవైతే రాశానో ప్రతి ఒక్కటి you can just see in the description that PDF will be uploaded. ఆ PDF నుంచి కూడా you can just see the answers. Okay, so this will also, you can also just again look back to these questions. Now this is again one of the most important thing, okay, and please try to highlight this, okay, because a lot of concept is involved in this question and it is very easy, but still 2-3 note points are there. That is the reason I have chosen this question. ఇప్పుడు పారాబోలా అన్నప్పుడు నేను చెప్పినట్టు ఫర్ ఎ పారాబోలా, రైట్, దేర్ ఇస్ ఎ మినిమం పాయింట్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ అండ్ ద మినిమం వాల్యూ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ write down a note point here. Here only you write down a note point for ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, so where a is greater than 0. For this sort of a thing, we have the minimum point. Okay, a minimum point enti. See, I am trying to write here the minimum point. Okay, and minimum value ఇంకా minimum point రెండిటికి సేమ్. సో minimum point వచ్చేసి x equals to minus b by 2a. Please highlight this. This is equals to minus b by 2a. Now whenever you want to find the minimum value, అంటే ఈ minus b by 2a ax square plus bx plus c ఈ దీంట్లో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసినప్పుడు what is the value that you are actually getting? Please don't, ఎందుకంటే ఈ వాల్యూ గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే you don't have to do the lengthy substitution in order to avoid the arithmetic difficulties in that, right? So ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే the direct value is nothing but, remember this, 4ac minus b square by 4a. 4ac minus b square by 4a. So remember this is the minimum value. Thus the same thing goes whenever we have another parabola, that is ax square plus bx plus c, where a is less than 0. At this point of time we have the maximum value, and the maximum value also occurs when x equals to the maximum point. This time also we have maximum value. So the maximum point is nothing but, so if you see here, the maximum point is nothing but x equals to minus b by 2a, and the maximum value is equals to we have same thing 4ac minus b square by 4a. ఈ రెండు వాల్యూస్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, 4ac minus b square by 4a at x equals to minus b by 2a. Now ఇక్కడ ఈ ఇచ్చిన నోట్ పాయింట్స్ నుంచి డైరెక్ట్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయండి. సపోజ్ ఆల్ఫా ఇస్ ద మినిమం వాల్యూ, హీ సేయింగ్ మినిమం వాల్యూ అంటున్నాడు. So the minimum value occurs, minimum value is nothing but 4ac minus b square by 4a. So ikkad nunchi alpha value enta direct rasandi, 4ac, 4a enta 1 5, 4 into 5 20, 4ac minus b square ante coefficient of x, minus b square by 4a, that will be 4. So here we have the alpha value. Now what is the next thing? He is saying, ఇక్కడ చూడండి, for this definitely the parabola is inward, it is facing downward. So here we have beta is equals to 4ac, that is 4 into 5, 4 into minus 5, that will become minus 20 minus b square, ఇక్కడ b ఏంటి minus a square, by we have 4a is nothing but 4 into minus 1, that is minus 4. So just by using these two formulas, I am just trying to highlight this. ఈ రెండు ఫార్ములాస్ యూజ్ చేసే we have trying to find, and please block this. okay, ఈ రెండు ఫార్ములాస్ మనం యూజ్ చేసాం. సో ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ I got the alpha value to be 20 minus b square. So from here we have beta is equals to minus 20 minus a square by minus 4. Now he is saying alpha and beta is the interval maximum length of for x for which this inequality satisfies. Then ardham enti, we need to find the roots. Right, we need to find the roots. Whenever x minus alpha into x minus beta is less than 0, that means x belongs to alpha comma beta, right? So we need to find the roots. So what is the roots of this 24? You can write this as x square minus 10x plus 24. How can you write this? Can you find the roots of this equation? X square minus 10x plus 24. So you can find this is nothing but x square minus 6x minus 4x plus 24. So from here you can write it as x into x minus 6, x minus 6 minus 4, x minus 4 into x minus 6. So we have alpha is equals to 4 and beta is equals to 6. So we have alpha and beta value. Once you have alpha and beta value, now try to substitute. Alpha is nothing but 4. So 4 into 4, 16. So 16 minus 20, that will be minus 4. So minus 4 is equals to minus b square. You have got the value of b square directly is equals to 4. So just highlight this, b square equals to 4 if you try to solve that equation. The similar thing, if you again try to solve the beta value, here the beta value is, I got the value as 10. So 10, so here I got the value of beta value to be 6, sorry. So here 6 into minus 4, that will be minus 24, minus 24 plus 20, it will be again minus 4. So minus 4 is equals to minus a square. Again I got the value of a square to be 4. So I have got the a square value to be 4. So he is asking what is a square into b square. The answer is 16. Okay, he's asking what a square and b square value. The answer is 16. So it's clear. So just looking at few note points, ee note point ante chaala important. Malli cheptunanu ikkada enti two things. First, how to find the minimum value, how to find the minimum point. Okay, minimum point ante the value of x at which the minimum value occurs. Okay, so for what value of x, that is x equals to minus b by 2a, and what is the minimum value or the maximum value in the converse case also, that is 4ac minus b square by 4ac, 4ac minus b square by 4a, x equals to minus b by 2a. This is all the whole thing, right? So I hope it's clear. The next one is the last one, and meeku okavela, see, we can also have a discussion of how we got this minus b by 2a and how we got this 4ac minus b square by 4a square. We can dive into the concepts, but right now we are not having that much amount of time. So andukane I'm just trying to again devote here. Let's see, but I can have a discussion later about this, but still, x square plus 5x minus 2, he's saying that m is the minimum value. Again let's retrace back to our whatever we have done. What is the minimum value? How can we find the minimum value? We have already discussed, that is 4ac minus b square by 4a. So here what will be the minimum value? M is equals to 4ac, 4 into 1, 4, 4a minus 8, 4ac minus b square, that is minus 25 by 4a, that will be 4. So this will become minus 25 minus 8, that will be minus 33 by 4. Okay, now what is it? She's saying it exists at a. Then ardham enti? It is the minimum point, right? So it exists at a. So a is equals to minus b by 2a, minus b by 2a. Now we have, what is the b value? That is 5. So minus b by 2a, minus b by 2a. Now how can we find the solution? Minus 33 by 4, minus 33 by 4 by minus 5 by 2. Okay, minus 33 by 4 minus 5 by 2. So I can cancel 2, I can cancel 2 2s are 4. The answer is plus 33 by 10. So the answer is 3.3. Wherever you see 3.3, that fellow is correct. We are done. Okay, so yeah, so here comes the end of the session. Okay, I hope you are liking the sessions, and meeku ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నా కానీ ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ మీకు, ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ ఫీలింగ్ లైక్ ఓకే వీ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ క్లాస్ ఆన్ ఎ స్పెసిఫిక్ సెషన్ ఆల్సో, ప్లీజ్ డూ లెట్ మీ నో. ఐ విల్ ట్రై మై సెల్ఫ్ టు ప్రిపేర్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్స్ రిగార్డింగ్ దట్. అండ్ ఎంసెట్ అనే ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎలాంటిదంటే, specifically we are interested in just ticking the answers. It has completely 180 minutes in which we need to solve enormous number of questions. In fact, on an average, for every question you can at most devote a time of 1 minute 25-30 seconds. So anta takko time lo you need to solve. Okay, so that becomes a hurdle for you, right? So aa point of time lo meeru akkada mee concepts gaani meeru complete ga meeru oka theory gurtu pettukodam gaani, this becomes a very challenging task, right? So the thing is, the time constraint is a challenging thing. So within the time frame, you need to even complete the answers, you need to tick the answers. It is not just about mathematics. Again, you need to be shifting the sections from maths to physics, physics to chemistry. On an ideal case, if you want to attempt complete 160 questions, it is huge, right? So anta takwa time lo solve cheyadam, the first thing, it is little hard. So definitely you need to muzzle up your minds for being very quick with the arithmetic calculations, as well as enta possible aithe anta possible, please try to have a complete formula book. I'm saying for the entire maths, physics, chemistry, right? For maths, just try to keep a complete separate book, keep a heading, take a complete formula sheet, and already in the market. Even there are handbooks also in terms of maths, physics, chemistry also. There are good sort of chunk of handbooks also. So use those handbooks also at this point of time, because the more the formulas that you can remember, the better and the better effective and efficient way that you can actually master the exam. So this is what the whole question is. So yeah, Pranay, thank you, and please again tomorrow also please do come back. Okay, we have a live session at 11:30, and as well as again at 3:30 there is a chemistry lecture. Tarvata again we have at 5:30. Okay, so meek okavela gaani edana doubt unte please do let us know, and in fact if you need anything that we have to prioritize, we will do it for you. And also please share our YouTube channel among your friends who can have an access. It is very much free, available on YouTube, and as well as you can download this app using QR code scanner. And please do let your siblings and all your friends do let us know about this app, because there is a huge amount of information and content that has been already in progress, and all the people from IIT and NIT are working for this app as well as for you. Okay, so hope మీకు నచ్చుతుందని అనుకుంటూ లెట్స్ ఎండ్ దిస్ సెషన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. అగైన్ విల్ బీ మీటింగ్ at 11:30. ప్లీజ్ లైక్, షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు అవర్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.